Liam Payne's final moments remain shrouded in uncertainty. Investigators in Buenos Aires believe the 31-year-old musician was alone in his hotel suite when he tragically fell from a third-floor balcony last week, landing in the small courtyard below. While the investigation into the circumstances that contributed to Payne's death is ongoing, the scene he left behind, a shattered television and reports of erratic, aggressive behavior, paints a harrowing picture of final moments in turmoil. At just 16, Payne rocketed to stardom as a member of One Direction after appearing on The X Factor in 2010, spending half his life under the unrelenting gaze of the public. Now, his untimely death is reigniting urgent conversations about the mental health and addiction struggles that so often afflict young stars thrust into the limelight. "We all let you down. Where was this industry when you needed them?" wrote Sharon Osbourne, former X Factor judge, in a scathing social media critique of an entertainment machine accused of neglecting the emotional and mental well-being of its youngest talents. Osbourne was not a judge on either X Factor season in which Payne appeared, but her words nevertheless resonate deeply. "You were just a kid when you entered one of the toughest industries in the world. Who was in your corner?" This week, Guy Chambers, the songwriter and friend of singer Robbie Williams, called on the recording industry to hold off on working with talent under the age of 18. "I do think putting a 16-year-old in an adult world like that is potentially really damaging. Robbie experienced that, certainly," Chambers told The Observer. "I would suggest that people should not be in a boy band until they are 18, and the industry should stick to that." Internal struggles. The global fame that came with One Direction's meteoric rise was something Payne said he found difficult to manage. In 2021, during an interview on The Diary of a CEO podcast, Payne candidly described the intense career pressure he felt, compounded by substance abuse. "It was really, really, really severe," he admitted. "It was a problem." In the same interview, Payne recounted the isolating conditions of life on tour. "In the band, the best way to secure us, because of how big we got, was to lock us in our rooms. What's in the room? A minibar. So at a certain point I thought, I'm just going to have a party for one, and that carried on for many years of my life," he recalled. "It was wild, but it was the only way you could get frustration out." By 2019, Payne's face in the tabloids told its own story, bloated from what he described as his pills and booze phase. Speaking to Men's Health Australia at the time, he likened the numbing effects of alcohol to putting the Disney costume on before you step on stage. But eventually, the crutch became toxic. In 2023, Payne shared a moment of triumph with his fans, announcing he had reached 100 days of sobriety after a stint in rehab. In a heartfelt YouTube video, he expressed relief at finally feeling in control, grateful to be free from the destructive spiral of his past. A troubling pattern for youth who find fame. Yet, in many ways, Payne's story is far from unique. Mental health experts have long highlighted the dangers of stardom. For young stars, thrust into fame and fortune before their brains and emotional coping mechanisms are fully developed, it can lead to struggles with identity, privacy, and self-worth, battles that can pave the way for addiction. The pressures of public life can rob young celebrities of a normal upbringing, leaving them to navigate an extraordinary world with little emotional support. As a result, many turn to drugs and alcohol as an escape from the relentless demands and isolation that come with stardom. Performers like Williams and Demi Lovato have openly shared similar stories of substance use as a means to cope with the heavy burden of fame. The rise of social media and 24-hour news cycles has only intensified these challenges. For stars like Payne, every misstep, every personal crisis, is broadcast for the world to judge. This constant exposure can fuel feelings of shame, a powerful trigger for substance abuse. The isolation of life on the road, the pressure to perform, and a lack of consistent support can create the perfect conditions for addiction to take root. Liam Payne's story, while heartbreaking, serves as a stark reminder of the immense toll that fame can exact on the youngest among us. His is not an isolated case, but part of a larger narrative about the fragility of young stars in an industry that often fails to protect them when they need it most.